When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. It's not that complicated, it's you we gotta believe. Put me down in a hole before I let you stay. I never been complacent, I can't afford to pay. I know you think you're special, but you ain't nothing. Can you read between the lines?
Hey guys, this is the Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fanfiction story. Let's get right into this. Purgatory Prison has finally upgraded the security in the pits so they can unleash their own little psychopath. Before they took him out of pits, Izuku made him quite a bit of money. So they weren't going to keep him away forever. As you see Izuku leaning against the wall in the yard, as he's watching the guards move around, doing their daily activities. As he overheard a couple of them say that they're expecting extremely large delivery of villains that were captured by All Might. As the guards are getting everything ready for the new arrivals, as our favorite psychopath is sitting on the bench, just observing the whole situation. You, come here. As one of the inmates nervously approach Izuku. Relax, buddy. I'm not going to kill you or anything. I know you're known to talk to the guards quite a lot. Do you have any idea why they're acting all like busy bees nowadays? Yes, boss. As Izuku raised his eyebrow at that, but ultimately ignored it. Apparently what I've been hearing, there's a large group of prisoners arriving at Purgatory. It has something to do with the pits, according to with the few guards that I've spoken to and what they've told me. They have increased the security when it comes to the pits, sir. Well, that's a tad bit interesting information. Looks like I'll be returning to the pits sooner than I thought. It's a good thing they tightened their security. Give me a second, guys. Thanks for the info, my little rat. Now, move along. As the big metal doors open up to the yard, as Izuku sees a large group of new arrivals show up, several men and women, ranging from their 20s to 30s years old, and enter the prison yard. Between villains and criminals alike. As you have our favorite psychopath just leaning against the wall, reading a book, reading The Art of War. He was too invested in his book to pay attention to the new arrivals. Sorry to interrupt you, boss, but we have the new arrivals. They just entered the yard. Shall I gather them up? Proceed. Gather all the new arrivals. I need to make sure they know who's in charge around here, so there's no confusion. Of course, boss. As all the prisoners are gathered up, all the prisoners gather up the new arrivals as Izuku shuts his book as he walks in the middle of the yard. It looks like we got ourselves some new fresh meat. Allow me to introduce myself. How things work around here. I will not repeat myself. I am Izuku. While you're here, in this lovely resort, I'm the one in charge around here. Outside of the guards, of course. I suggest you all behave, and your stay here would be pleasant. And if you don't mind, sorry, give me a second, guys. And if you don't, I might have to personally discipline you. And the last person I personally disciplined, let's just say I made him sleep permanently. And for the ones who are not smart enough to figure that out, if you cross me, you die. If you have a problem with anyone, any of your fellow inmates, you can sort out your personal grudges or problems in the pits. Ah, I just remember my fond memories of the pits. Such good times. Any questions? No takers? Very good. So there's no questions. Good. Now behave, children. I'm not a evil guy. I won't kill you out of no reason. But if you cross me, I might have to change my opinion. I might be a little bit psychotic. But I'm not a psychotic monster, after all. That would just be wrong. If you simply follow these rules, don't cause any trouble. Like I said previously, your stay here will be very pleasant. Compared to the other guards, I'm a fucking saint. Ladies and gentlemen, you might excuse me. I have a fascinating book to read. You can do whatever you want right now. As long as you don't break any of my rules. Remember, have fun, Rugrats. Oh, and I might have forgot one teeny bitty one rule. I won't tolerate it to be broken. If any of you gentlemen get the cute idea to try to force yourself on any of these lovely flowers, I will castrate you, personally. Are we all under understanding? I will not tolerate rapists. Do I make myself fucking clear? As one of the new arrivals tried to challenge our favorite psychopath's authority and got into Izuku's face, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are, kid, but I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Perfect. I found out a long time ago, there's always people like you. You make a perfect example. Now, boys and girls, pay attention. This will be on the final test. Remember in the future, what happens to this dirtbag is what you get looking forward to if you break my rules. And I don't take lightly any of you losers to challenge my authority. As Izuku grabbed the man's wrist and pulled him close to him, as he kneed him in the chin, as he palm striked the man across the face. As the man falls to the ground, as Izuku picks up one of the dumbbells, as he repeatedly beat the man in the face with the weight, as blood starts to splatter all over Izuku's face. When the man finally stopped moving from having his skull cave in, Izuku got off him. Any questions? Or do I need to make another example? Please, boys and girls, don't all speak all at once. I'm more than willing to give out more examples. As all the new arrivals shake their head no, as one of the new guards turned to one of the older guards that he's been training him. Shouldn't we stop this, sir? Are you crazy? I know you're new and all, but that would be suicidal. Don't be fooled by his age. He has killed many of the prisoners here and guards. We allow him to do whatever he wants. He keeps the peace between the other prisoners. Just give him a wide berth, and you'll live longer that way. Trust me, new guy. That kid has been in Tartarus since he was 8 or 9 years old. You think he's dangerous now? You should see him in the pits. That's a sight to see. What's the pits, sir? You, you'll see real soon, newbie. Come on, newbie. I suggest you take Mr. Izuku over there to his cell. Are you serious? Deadly. The last one didn't last very long. He kind of pissed him off. And let's just say he just ripped out his throat with his teeth. As long as you treat him with respect, he won't kill you. Welcome to Tartarus, newbie. Hey, Bakugo. Well, it isn't my favorite guard, Mike. Who's this? Is he new? He's the replacement we hired because of what happened to the last guard. That was stationed in your cell block. He's quite young. Very well. Let's get going, new guard. Name's Izuku Bakugo. Nice to meet ya. Don't worry, you won't die unless you piss me off. But you don't seem the confrontational sort. I think me and you are going to get along just fine. Oh, look at the time. I think it's time for me to head back to my cell. Go ahead, newbie. Time flies when you're having fun. Take care of young Bakugo here and take him to his cell. Yes, sir. So, newbie, judging by how you look, you seem nervous. By the look in your face, this must be your first guard position. It is. It's my first guard job. Good look at that, newbie. New guard take Izuku back to his cell without any issue. The guard would be lying if he wasn't scared shitless of the boy. The boy's whole demeanor is terrifying. Terrifying. He knows that whole nice guy act is only a cover. He has no desire to piss him off after hearing what happened to the last guard. That was assigned to guard his section of the prison or his cell block. The weeks has passed, fairly peaceful. A couple of prisoners acted out. Izuku, but Izuku put a stop to that. Fairly easy. Before it could turn into something more serious. As you see Izuku wearing his prison jumpsuit, walking into the arena of the Tartarus pit, as he's waiting for his opponent, in his grand re-entry in the pits, since they stopped allowing him to compete in these death matches. We got something special planned for you, ladies and gentlemen, for one of our well-known fighters. He finally steps in the pit again. So we decided to do something special for his grand re-entry into the Tartarus pits. We chose a very special opponent, all the way from my island, the White Void. The big metal doors slide open as everyone hears clinking noises, like metal, as everyone sees the White Void, a modified ex-military combat robot that was discontinued. I'll be damned. This is a lot more interesting than I thought. I thought I was going to fight some loser. A robot, huh? Let's see what you got, bucket of bullets. Beginning operation. Eliminate all hostiles. Hostile located. Engage with extreme prejudice. You shouldn't have. It's like my birthday and Christmas all wrapped in one package. I'm definitely going to have to say thank you. I'm definitely going to have to send a thank you letter to the Warnet. The white void moves so fast that Izuku... Sorry, start again. The white void moves so fast that it created after images of itself. Izuku barely dodged it, only to get swiped by the weird-looking tail that's attached to his right arm shoulder guard. right arm soldier guard, basically. As he goes flying, he managed to stop himself from hitting the wall, but barely. Oh, that's what we're talking about. Now it's my turn. As he shot out a explosion to increase his speed towards the white void machine, then he unleashed another explosion, point blank range, only to see the explosion has no effect. As his eyes widen to see some sort of energy field over the robot. Well, that's not fair. As Izuku jumps backwards to get some distance. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to use it. I was hoping to save it for a later date. Oh well. Hopefully this works. I haven't really tested it out. It's only a theory, after all. He combines both his hands as he created a flashbang with his explosion. As he ran and slid across the ground. As he let out a condensed explosion. As he attacks from the front, then let out another explosion on the side, then another explosion from behind, then jump in the middle of the air and land a massive explosion with both his hands for good measure. Then he let out explosion when he kicked the robot, as the robot goes flying from the impact. But when the smoke clears, as he sees the white void completely undamaged. Damn it, there has to be a way past the shields. I just have to find it. Think, Izuku. Think. The shielding must have some sort of limit. How much can it take? I wonder. I'm going to have to unleash so much explosions that the shields can't hold its form any longer. But this is still going to be fun. I'm not looking forward to the after effects. After this, fuck it. It's either do it or die. I prefer not to die. As he unleashed the biggest explosion he's able to create. Eat this, you fucking toaster! As the humongous explosion goes off, when the smoke clears, the robot's in pieces. As Izuku's holding onto his right arm, he knows he didn't break his arm, but he might have sprained it a little bit. He knows his bones is cracked in his right arm. As all the inmates that were watching the pit fight, they all cheered, watching the fight behind the big metal fence. As the guards escort him to the med bay to get healed up. After that, after he gets all nice and healed from the nice doctor, then they'll escort him back to his cell. Meanwhile, Lady Nagant is tracking down her first target. That's on her list. As she's laying on top of a building, as her rifle's out, as she's looking down the scope, as she's waiting for a clearer shot, as a mid while taking aim at the mid-tier hero, signing autographs to a bunch of fans. Nothing personal. I've been watching you for quite some time. You're one of those good, rare good heroes. There's not too many like you nowadays. But you have to die. I don't care who I have to kill. I'll kill whoever's necessary to get my son out of that prison. As she took her shot, as her bullet shot true, as it landed strictly through his dome of his skull, as the hero fell down to the ground dead, as all the nearby civilians start screaming and panicking, as Lady Nagant got up and turned her arm back to normal, and went down the fire escape. Well, down the fire escape to make her escape. As she puts on a black hoodie when she made it to the alleyway, then put the hood over her head so she can conceal her face, as she walks down the street. As she made her way back to the League of Villains base, well, the League of Villains hideout, she found it odd that the League of Villains is holding up in some sort of some sort of old bar of all things. As she walked into the bar, she saw Kirigiri behind the bar counter and Shigaraki in front of the television to engulf in his video game to pay attention to her. Welcome back, Lady Nagant. Would you like a refreshment, my lady? That would be most appreciated, Kirigiri. What would you like today? Iced tea, please. Lady Nagant. God damn it! As he threw his controller, that's such a hack. Goddamn cheaters. I didn't notice you there, Nagant. I take it hunting went well? It went very well, kid. It was pretty easy. The next target is going to be a lot more difficult. I never really understood the whole cloak and dagger shit. I prefer to kill them directly, but I'm no assassin. That's your job. I'm gonna go head off to bed. The next morning, Lady Nagant got out of bed and got dressed. As she head downstairs, she sat down on the bar counter and opened up her laptop to do some research on her next target. Her next target is someone in Hero Association Council. She knows from her time in the safety committee, the building where her target is located at is the windows are bulletproof, so she's going to have to she's going to have to infiltrate, then eliminate her target in close range. She would prefer to do this in a distance, but she doesn't have a choice. He never leaves the hero organization headquarters, according to what intel she got from All for One. Well, what intel he provided for her next target. Before she could start her mission, she had to make a pit stop to one of her safe houses to get the necessary equipment to infiltrate the hero organization base of operation. As she left the bar, about 30 minutes later, she arrived at the old abandoned apartment complex that she made her way to the top floor to the apartment complex to apartment C30. As she took out her key out of her pocket and unlocked the front door and walked in, and then locked the door right behind her. Then she turned on the lights. Then she went into the bedroom. As she moved the bed to the side to remove one of the boards from the floor, as it revealed a bunch of equipment that she needs for assassination missions. As she took out the grappling hook and put it on her belt buckle, alongside with several flashbangs and some sort of tool to cut the glass, and took out some smaller devices, and she took out her handgun, and she took the silencer and attached it to the gun. Then she put the gun in a holster on her leg somewhere. As she put a black hoodie to conceal her to conceal all the equipment she has on around her belt and so on. As she left the apartment complex, then took the subway to the headquarters to the hero organization. As she finally got off the subway station and started to head out of the subway station, got off the subway and started to head out the subway station, she begins to walk the rest of the way there, using the alleyway so no one spots her, heading towards the hero organization headquarters. Lady Nagant thought it was a good idea to stake out the building beforehand, so she climbed the fire escape to the building across from the Hero Organization headquarters and took out her binoculars. Then she just sat on the roof to stake out the building until night fell. Until night fell upon her. Luckily, she located her target on the top floor of the building. Unfortunately, she can't use her grappling hook to go straight for her target. She's going to have to move up the floors. Luckily for her, she could use her grappling hook to at least get on the second story. Unfortunately, there's several levels above the second story, so it's going to be one of those long missions. As she made her way down off the building, as she approaches the headquarters of the Hero Organization by one of those window washer elevators on the outside of the building, so they can clean the windows on the higher floors. As she pressed the button, as it went up to the second story, she noticed glances into the windows, so several of the windows, that it's heavily guarded. As she took out a small device that had a suction cup, has some sort of long metal piece that has some sort of blade. As she placed it on the window and rotate the device counterclockwise, making a large circle. Cut the glass in a large circle for her to get in. As you know, when she removed the suction cup, the piece of glass she cut out stuck to it as she placed it on the ground. As she made her way inside the building, immediately taking out two guards by snapping their necks and dragging them into the bathroom and putting him in the stall. As she stripped him down and put on his clothes, now that she has a proper disguise, she could slowly make her way up the building. As she gathered as she checked what equipment she has, couple flashbangs with a EMP device that then she has her silencer in her holster. She made her way out of the bathroom. Then she put the security hat on her head. As she made her way to the higher floors, passing by several guard stations on each floor, and made her way to the security office, she sees two security guards watching the camera feed. As she pulled her silencer out of the holster and shot both of them in the back of the head. As she placed a hacking device with the camera feeds, as she puts all the cameras on an endless loop to make sure no footage of her shows on the camera. As she put the two dead guards in the security room in the locker. And the lockers that were in the security room. Then she put her silencer back in the holster as she made her way out of the security office. As she walks down the hall, seeing several security guards. Normally the headquarters would be filled with people, but at night, it's rare for one of the key figures to be here at night. But luckily for her, her target's a bit of a workaholic. He's well known to work long hours and sometimes not even leaving the building for weeks at a time. As she has her silencer behind her back, as she begins to kill guard by guard that comes in her view of sight, as she goes on a killing spree, about time the security guards... Give me a second, guys. When the security guards finally noticed her presence, it would be already too late. She executed every single one of them and hid the ones that she could. As she made her way to the guard break room, as she tossed several flashbangs, and immediately when they went off, she was wearing some sort of sunglasses. She immediately opened fire, stealthily killing all the men in the guard room break room. As she checked every single one of them for a key card to get up on the upper floor. Luckily for her, one of them had the key card that she needs to get to the next level. As she left the room and made her way to the next door that will lead to the stairs to head up to the next level. Unfortunately, when they built this place, there was no elevator built on the lower levels, so she had no choice but to use the stairs. The moment she got to the upper floor, she noticed that the security is a lot more tighter up on the up on this level. She she expects that she expects as she goes up the building, the tighter the security will be. It's only a matter of time before the rest of the security force will notice the security guards on the lower level are not responding when they finally come to check onto them or on them basically. So she has to move faster. She needs to get to her target and then eliminate him before the alarm goes off. But the likelihood that's happening before they set up the alarms is very unlikely. When she finally got to the upper level, she was stopped by a security guard. Haven't seen you around here. You new? No, I was sick for a while. Caught something nasty, but I am just making my runs now. Well, that's good to hear. We don't have many female guards here, so I'm glad you're feeling okay. Well, I'll let you get back to it. As the guard walks away from Lady Nagant, as she drops her fake smile that she gave the guard, as her face returns to her serious expression, when she tried to go any higher on the upper levels, she she noticed that her key card is not working. It's denying her every time she swipes it in. So she checked the nearby offices to see if someone left a spare on their desk just laying around. After searching the office, after searching office after office and coming in empty-handed, she was about to give up on the whole keycard idea, then travel through the vents. But she didn't want to go through that route because it would make she didn't want to get her hair dirty, basically. The last thing she wanted to the last thing she wants to do is crawl through the vents like some sort of rat. Luckily for her, the last office she checked on this level had a key card in a drawer of the desk. As Lady Nagat made her way to the floor by as she made her way I'll try it again. As Lady Nagat made her way to the upper floor, she passed by several security checkpoints, stealing any higher level key cards on the way by either killing any of the guards that have it, or just take it, or just take it, or just take the key card that's just laying around somewhere. She she's finally approaching her target location as she sees two guards guarding the door to to his office. As she slowly approaches them, before they could say anything, she took out her knife and threw it at the man, piercing the man's skull. Then then on her opposite hand, used her silencer pistol and killing the man on the left as the bodies hit the ground dead. As she slowly opens the door, as she sees her target staring at the window, as his back is turned towards her, he's just facing through the window, so his back is turned. So she slowly approaches the man as she placed the barrel of the gun against his head. So, you're here to kill me. Huh, pity. It's not the first time someone tried to kill me. It won't be the last. That's where you're wrong. Doesn't matter. Before this... Sorry, to try it again. Doesn't matter. Before the security guards show up, Sorry, try it again. Doesn't matter. I've already singled the security guards as he hold up a small device that is able to contact the security office through a silent security alarm in a small device. Yeah, that he keeps in his possession just in case of emergencies like this or assassination attempts would occur when he was in the building. She immediately pulled the trigger as blood spattered all over the window. As alarms start to go off throughout the whole building, she took out her phone and turned the body over and took a picture of the dead body and sent it to All for One for proof that she took out her harder target. With the hero, it would be broadcast that he was dead, but the hero organization might want to hide the information, so that's why she took video proof or picture proof. She took out a small device and placed it on. Well, she took out a small device out of her pouch and placed it on the window. When she activated the small device, it gave out a high pitch sound, shattering the bulletproof window. Then she heard a loud burst. Well, she heard someone burst through the door from from behind her. She simply used her grappling hook to hook onto the building across the street. They immediately opened fire at her when they saw her in the room, as they saw the dead body of one of the council members. She jumped up the window. As she landed on the ground, immediately went into a roll to cushion her descent. She started running down the alleyway, trying to lose whoever tries to trail her. As she sees the car in the alleyway, as she broke the window of the car that was parked in the alleyway, as she unlocked the door and began to hotwire the car, as she as she starts it and drove off, as several black vans began approaching her from behind, as she saw some of the security guards from the headquarters of the hero organization open fire, as she immediately engaged in a high-speed chase. As she tossed one of the flashbangs, making one of the vehicles swerve into a shop. The two vehicles could continue the chase after Lady Nagant. After taking out her phone to call the League of Villains, I'm a little bit of a snag. I took out the target, but they gave chase. I need some backup. With sorry, with pleasure, Lady Nagant. Finally, some action. What's your location? I'm a couple blocks away from the Hero Organization headquarters. I just passed the coffee shop. Right, right, right next to it. I'm heading down I'm sorry. I'm entering the tunnel now. I know where you're at. I'll have Kirigiri open a portal on the other side of the tunnel. I'll I'll see you in a couple minutes or a couple seconds. This is this is going to be so cool. I've always wanted to do this. Something like this. As he saw in the movie, he wants to stop a moving car with his hand, so that's what he's going to try. She cut the connection to the call with Shigaraki. As she got halfway through the tunnel, as she saw a black portal open up as Shigaraki steps out with Kirigiri by his side. As Shigaraki stepped in front of one of the vehicles, extend his hand out as the vehicle decay into ash, and the other vehicle gets portaled away by Kirigiri as it reappeared as it drives in the side of the wall of the tunnel. As Shigaraki kills the occupants of the car, as he dis as he disintegrate he begins to decay them with his cork when he grabbed onto the men's face, both their faces, as he begins to decay them slowly, as he's enjoying the screams of agony. Lady Nagat figured out real fast Shigaraki is quite cruel and enjoys watching people suffer. Well, that was fun. I like your style, Nagant. Let's head back. As Lady Nagant followed the two villains into the portal, she found herself back into the familiar bar. She sat down at a bar counter to relax. After a long mission like that, she needs to unwind. As we cut back to Tartarus prison, the next morning, sorry. Let's say a week has passed since since the infiltration and assassination of one of the council members of the Hero organization. Key figures. As you see, Izuku on the ground doing exercises as the guard enters Izuku's cell. As he sees the as he sees the inmate doing his morning exercises. Do you need something, newbie? I was ordered to inform you that you're getting a new cellmate today. I'm giving you the heads up by her records. What at least what I saw. She is quite the blood. She has quite the body count, and for some reason, the high ups thinks it's a good idea to place her in your cell. Personally, it sounds shady, but I do what I told. But I do what I'm told. Is that all? I haven't had a cellmate in a long time. Anyways, newbie, thanks for the information. I'll take your warning to heart. Is there anything else I could do for you? That's all. That is all. Your new cellmate should be arriving at noon. Very well. Take it easy, newbie. As Izuku watches the guard leave the cell, I might not like having a cellmate again, but I could always use this opportunity to have a decent conversation. Hopefully she's not a moron. Noon has arrived, as Izuku is sitting in the cafeteria eating his lunch, as he sees a tall woman with pure white hair sat across from him on the table, as he could tell that she's at least in her late 20s, almost 30s. And who you might be, my lady? Oh, you're quite a charmer. Well, you're quite the charmer. Name's Kate. I'm going to be your new roomie. I wanted to introduce myself. I've only been here for a few hours, and I've heard all sorts of I've heard all sorts of things about you. All good, of course. I was quite surprised to find out that you have everyone scared shitless of you. Even the guards. I gotta say, I'm quite impressed. As we cut to a flashback a week prior, as Kate's walking into the safety committee council member chambers, or, their meeting hall, basically. Good. You're here, Agent Kate. We have a special mission for you. We will be sending you to Tartarus. Your mission is to locate a young man that goes by the name Izuku Bakugo and eliminate him. Our last attempt trying to get rid of him failed miserably. We thought that military robot would kill him. But we were sadly mistaken. He's a lot more powerful than we thought. Of course, sir. It shall be done. When do I leave? In a week. I can't wait to spill his blood. It's been so long since I shed any blood. I look forward to meeting this Izuku. We cannot allow someone with his type of quirk to escape Tartarus. Even though that's unlikely. He would be a threat if he ever escaped and turned into a villain. And the fact that he's associate with that bitch Lady Nagant, that's enough reason alone to get rid of him. We cannot allow those two to team up. With Lady Nagant's intelligence, skill, and infiltration and assassination skills, with the boy chemical explosions, they would pose a threat for our future plans. That's all for now. You can leave now. Understood, sir. As Kate leaves the safety committee council room, as in a flashback, as that's where we're gonna leave it off. Hope you guys have a good night today. Judge my time, and I'll catch you in the next video.